Hey guys, this is Clinton Jeff from UnleashThePhones.com, and here's a quick review of the LG Optimus 3D Max. The successor to the original Optimus 3D. It's much lighter and smaller. It has a much more solid build quality and a very nice grippy back because of a little pattern over here, and there's also a slight hump, which means it really stays in your hand pretty well. At the back, as you might have noticed, are two 5 megapixel cameras side by side, which are responsible for the 3D. There's also a single LED flash right in the middle of them, which means pictures at night are pretty okay. And at the back you also have this tiny little loudspeaker right there. The device is mostly piano black. You have a little button here that turns on the 3D carousel that brings it up. I'll talk to you more about this later, but at this side you just have a tiny little pinhole for the microphone, and over here you have a cool little sliding USB cover port thing and a volume rocker switch right there. At the top you have the usual 3.5mm standard audio jack and a power button. So yeah, above the display you have a front-facing camera. Below the display you have the usual 4 Android keys. This runs Android 2.3 Gingerbread, which is a bit of a problem. But yeah, the display and the phone looks pretty good. It is a piano black, classy with metal buttons look to it. Might seem a little bland to a couple of people. At the front you have a 4.3-inch 480 by 800 pixels resolution screen using Gorilla Glass 2. It does look a little bit dull, I guess, but the icons are really bright. Viewing angles are also pretty good. The coolest thing about this device though is the 3D parallax barrier on top, which is actually responsible for giving you that. I'm not sure if you can see it from where you are at right now on the camera, but it does look pretty cool. One thing that's worth knowing though is that there is a sweet spot for the 3D, so if you move it around you will lose it, so you really have to look at it straight on. Like I said, there is Android 2.3 Gingerbread, which is a bit of a miss in this day and age, which because it's 2 versions behind, but you do have LG's Optimus UI on top. LG's Android 4.0 devices have LG's Optimus UI version 3 on top, which is much better and much lighter. This is pretty okay, but there's nothing new as such to talk about because it's pretty much your standard Android Gingerbread UI. So I'll talk about the 3D mode with the 3D camera. The camera, as I mentioned before, uses both the dual cameras at the back. You can't actually see this on the camera right now, but it does show you a nice little 3D view, and you can switch between 2D mode and 3D mode at the press of a button. You have a basic list of features right there, and a shortcut to the gallery, and a little toggle to go between video mode and photo mode, again in 3D. So yeah, nothing really revolutionary there, but the 3D is very cool. Let me move on to games. The camera is easily my favorite part of the 3G, but there are also some very cool games like Asphalt in 3D, which really does look very cool. You can play it for a while, but it does drain your battery quite fast, so I wouldn't advise playing it for too long. You also do get a little bit of a headache because of the shift in perspective if you play it too long. So this is just mainly for short bursts at a time. So just to give you a quick example, I'm seeing the 3D right now, but you might not be able to, but it does work pretty cool and pretty fast. As you can see, it loads up pretty fast too, and everything moves around pretty cool. There's a dual core processor powering all of this after all, so it does do the job pretty well. As I said that, it's taking a little while to load. So there you go. So yeah, 3D looks cool. Not sure if you can see that on the camera, but yeah, so I'm just gonna quickly move on from that. Apart from that, there's also a 3D guide, a 3D YouTube app, and 3D gallery where you can look at all your pictures in 3D. Again, this can't be shown on the camera, but it does look very cool in real life when you're looking at it straight on. So yeah, I guess that's about it takes pretty decent pictures, as you can just see. Not the best, but not the worst at all. Even video is pretty okay. There are very few phones that actually do 3D, so if you actually do want a 3D phone, this is pretty much your best bet right now. The only competitors I would guess would be the original Optimus 3D, which this doesn't actually do much new compared to it, and the HTC Evo 3D too. But yeah, I guess that's about it. A pretty okay mid-range phone, dual core processor and everything. Does have the advantage of 3D, but like I said, it does drain battery pretty fast, so you can't really use it very often. But definitely worth checking out. Check out our blog review for a better idea over on unleashthephones.com. But if you have any questions at all, let me know in the comment section below.